Just please understand that what happens is if we get tons of calls at the same time,
Hello?
it cuts people off. Yes, you're live on the air.
Hello, my name is David Love.
Hi.
Hi, David. How are you?
Hello.
I'm doing very well, thank you very much.
Great.
I'm live on the air now, am I?
You are live
Live
on the air.
Okay. Yeah, I just hear some feedback here. Anyway, yeah, I was on staff at Narconon, which is run by Scientology, 100% Scientology, and you're very right that it is a criminal organization, not only involving Hubbard, but the rest of his cronies and thugs. But the one thing that I did learn when I was there is that Scientology and then Narconon, the front groups, their main thrust is mind control and brainwashing. In fact, Hubbard himself said, if you want to control somebody, which was their goal, was to lie to them, and that's an issue that must be understood by the
Hello?
public. That Scientology is a very brainwashing and mind control organization.
Okay.
It very much is. It's very insidious. Also, the disconnection policy where they isolate you from your family is also very insidious. You're absolutely right.
That's right. They start you off on a gradient with the TRs, with the bull baiting, with the staring, like hypnotism.
Right.
And then if they want to change some of your beliefs, they will put you into a drill and session called false data stripping, and any beliefs that are getting in the way of they're progressing you through the indoctrination, they will strip those beliefs away from you, and it can go on for hours and days at a time until finally, you give into what they're explaining to you is untrue and what the truths are, so that you can think their way. And then
it's World War II torture techniques, isn't it? It's like World War II torture techniques. Let me ask you a question, because this is something I've wondered since she brought my daughter up. When I saw my daughter
wait a minute, I didn't bring your daughter up.
No, she said
no, the lady did. I said she was very sensitive to noise. Did they do something with noise and headsets to you guys?
No.
Is there some kind of noise or sleep deprivation stuff? No. Okay, I just wondered. Yeah, it was just a question that I had, since you sound so knowledgeable.
David, this is Robert Zoller. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky with James. We're probably a couple of miles apart, but I wanted to ask you a question. First of all, thanks for calling in. We have been waiting a while to get you on the air. I'm glad that you made it on, and don't go anywhere. I think you have a lot of interesting things to impart here to the audience. But let me ask you straight up, in your opinion, is Scientology it's nothing more than a cult and a money-making organization? Is that what you view it as?
Yes, it's a destructive cult business worldwide that basically extorts and defrauds people out of their money. In fact, the senator in Canada just came on the TV a couple of days ago, and those were her statements of extorting and coercive fraud. And once you get past that false data stripping, then they, if that doesn't go well, they'll take you up to the ethics office and interview you in a PTS interview, and that's where the disconnection comes in from family members and friends.
Right.
So it's a very suppressive, evil organization.
There's so many people out there that have come forward and have claimed Scientology is a cult, and it's nothing more than a way to steal money from people and gain influence. If that is true, and I have no reason to doubt it personally, because I only know what I see on television and read in the paper, but let's say if that's true, why doesn't the government step in and do something? I mean, if this organization's been around since 1954, I think, or 52, something like that, why doesn't the government step in and do something?
Okay, I
can answer that, but let him answer first. I'm interested.
Okay, the government is doing something in Canada right now. I have filed a complaint with the Human Rights Commission for exploitation of a handicap and slave labor. I've also filed a discrimination case with the Human Rights Commission. They are investigating. We're going to court. I've also filed a complaint with the Labor Relations Board. They are taking them to court. We had court dates, but they're postponed, and we're going to be going to court. The College of Physicians is investigating their Scientology doctor right now, and Narconon for practicing medicine without a license. And the Competition Bureau is investigating them for conspiracy to false advertise their success rate, which is what actually lures victims into the Scientology. In fact, you know, when you go,
I'm sorry. Do you think any of this is going to come to fruition? Do you think it's going to have any effect, or is this simply politicians and people in government saving face and looking like they're doing something when in actuality they don't care, or they're just going to ignore it?
Oh yes, they care. Oh yes, they do care. In fact, I sat down with a Human Rights Commission lawyer who, when I told the story and showed the documents, she was in tears herself. I mean, they are doing something. They're going to move forward with this. There's a case precedent in Quebec right now, and which they won on, and they're going to win on this extortion, exploitation case that's coming forward now. It's going to be against the Church of Scientology, Able Canada, Narconon, and Narconon International.
Do you think anybody's going to go to jail over this? Is somebody going to prison?
It's possible. It's possible. They're still investigating some other things that I spoke to with the SQ Intelligence Police for 2 hours. So yes, they are moving forward in Canada. They're taking action, and they are going to move forward. I just sat down with the Ministry of Health and Social Services in Quebec, and they are also investigating them. And it looks like the Narconon in Quebec will be shut down because they must be accredited by July 2011, and they're not going to be able to do it because what the new accreditation policies are going to be.
Well,
that's great news. That's great news. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
The reason they get away with things is because, first of all, they're a religion. But the main thing is these people, they say, well, you joined. You signed a billion-year contract. You wanted to be in this. But people that sign up and get into it think they're getting into the exact opposite of a criminal organization. And somebody does need to do something about it. In fact, they even said to me at one point, well, you got into it on your own. I said, I think you've got me mixed up with somebody else. I never joined the religious front, but I could have. And that's wonderful what you're saying. I'm very happy to hear from you. Connect with me on Facebook. I'd love to.
Roberta, you touched on most cases don't make it to fruition and through the courts because most people give up, and you're very right there. That is very, very common. That people just give up. And
well, they're so persistent.
I came
persistent in fighting it too.
I came to Quebec. I was supposed to be here 3 months. I've been here 27 months. I received offers from and turned it down. I will go to court and see this through to the end, and I will have them standing in front of me on the witness stand, and my lawyer will be questioning them, and they will be found guilty.
All right, so let me ask you. Let me ask a quick question then for David. In Roberta's story regarding her mother and her belief that in fact that she was murdered by this group, according to her, I have to ask you, David, from your perspective, since you were so intimately involved in this organization, or you know about it, is that something that happens a lot? Is that common?
Is what, murder common?
Well,
is it maybe not? Is it common, but is it a possibility?
Right.
Is it a possibility? Absolutely. In fact, Jerry Armstrong, they tried to run him off the road, according to one of his affidavits, in California.
And Sean Lonsdale.
The Scientology killed
from his car. Sean Lonsdale, the CSA. Yeah.
The Scientology kill, in many cases, one way or another, it has, yes.
Why would Scientology, from your perspective?
Well, murder, I don't know much about that. I'm too involved in this other stuff, so I really can't comment on that.
No, I'm not asking you to comment on Roberta's. You say that Scientology does kill, so I'm asking you why. What is their motive? Is that to take someone's?
Well, for example, Lisa McPherson was very ill in a car accident. She was running around the street bewildered, and she was taken to the hospital. And the Scientology bigwigs went in there, took her to a hotel room, and took her meds away from her, and she ended up dying. If you've ever seen the pictures on Lisa McPherson, she has butt bites, she starved to death, and she died of dehydration. I mean, and they did not want the story to get out. There was a lawsuit, and it's too bad the facts didn't get into the court because it was a settlement. But
she lived there for a long time. She had bites all over her and everything. Nobody investigates these things. Scientology can cover it up. I'm not saying that murder is so common with them. It's the elderly, I think they've done a lot of, but it's usually to shut somebody up.
David,
let me
ask you a quick question here.
Yes.
What do you think is the ultimate goal of this organization? Is it just to make a lot of money and gain a lot of power, or what is the ultimate goal? What do they really want?
World domination.
Well, I'm asking David, what do they want, David? David, what do they want?
They basically want to rule the world and dominate everybody on it, and everybody to be fully operating Satan and.
Okay, now, whoa. What did you just say?
Okay. They want the world to be converted to Scientology. Let's put it that way.
You used the word. What was the word?
I used the word Satan.
Yes, talk about that because we can't run over that one because that's pretty big. What you said they want people to talk to us about that.
Okay, that is their spiritual philosophy and doctrines that a few million years ago there was a galactic commander that brought, I think it was 13.5 million people or whatever spirits to Earth, dropped them off around volcanoes and blew them up with hydrogen bombs, and the spirit was called a Satan, and they are in us, and what Scientology does, once you pay your $2, $4, $6, $8, $1 million to have these removed through auditing. Well, that's the story. I mean, that's it. That's the Xenu story. Not in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, it is. Yeah.
So wait, hold on, wait. I just got to wrap my. So you're telling me that aliens from outer space came down from Earth, and that if you pay $2 to $3 million or so, that they can extract this evilness out of you?
Yeah, it's about
David, is that what you're saying?
From $350 to $1,000 an hour.
Right. You always and then they punish you because you need to be a clear, and they put you in menial labor, and then you try again, and they take another $30,000 or $40,000 from you. It's amazing. This man's right on the money. He knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's exploitation and extortion in the highest degree.